Dead Hand is Russia's plan to counterattack after a U.S. nuclear first strike. By Caleb Larson. The 1970s were some of the lowest years of Cold War for the United States. In that decade, the Vietnam War divided the American public who, dazed and confused from the long, grinding war, cried for peace at any price. The Soviet Union was leading the nuclear arms race and appeared strong. But then the Reagan Administration entered office with a bold, if risky, plan for winning the Cold War. In Reagan's America, the United States would not purchase its security through surrender. The American retreat was over and accommodation had no place in the United States' foreign policy. This policy shift was intended to convince the Soviet Union that the United States was not afraid of nuclear war by expressing a willingness to strike the USSR, and it's worked. Reagan's rhetoric and realer proposed military advancements like the Star Wars plan, a space-based system of weapons that could shoot down Soviet missiles, seriously worried Soviet leadership. If the United States struck the USSR first and had the ability to shoot down Soviet retaliatory missiles, then the US could not only initiate a nuclear war but also survive it. Soviet officials believed that the United States would not back off fighting a nuclear war and maybe even was confident enough to start one. The Soviet Union felt they were backed up against a wall. So they built Dead Hand. Dead Hand was a fail-safe, or rather, fail-deadly, system of launching whatever Russian nuclear intercontinental ballistic missiles survived the aftermath of an American first strike. A Wired article described the system's abilities. It was designed to lie semi-dormant until switched on by a high official in a crisis. Then it would begin monitoring a network of seismic, radiation, and air pressure sensors for signs of nuclear explosions. If the information Dead Hand collected indicated a nuclear strike against the Soviet Union may have occurred, it would initiate a verification procedure. Before launching any retaliatory strike, the system had to check off 4 if-then propositions. If it was turned on, then it would try to determine that a nuclear weapon had hit Soviet soil. If it seemed that one had, the system would check to see if any communication links to the war room